Aloha, it's Yamanya Carey coming to you with day number 8 of Galactic Christmas. And how's everybody doing? Wow, we're 8 days in. We're like about a week away from the solar eclipse. And so things are really ramping up. As I said, I had my soul family, Patricia, in town last weekend, and I have been in contact with a lot of my other soul family as we are kind of comparing notes of the amazing unfoldment that's happening as far as grid work and personal transformation and the way that we're holding space. And, in the thread below this video, once you finish watching, please let me know what you're going through and what it is that you need support with right now. Because the video that I'm doing today is actually from someone who was asking, what do we do if we have a really big mission? And how do we work with that energy? And what I really wanted to touch on a little bit is I had lunch with Barbara Marx Hubbard a few days ago, and we were talking about evolutionary consciousness. I mean, she's like the grandmother of evolutionary consciousness, and she's talking about how we're moving into a whole new species, and she's calling it Homo Universalis, which is this whole new encodement or a reorganization of the way that humans work and energetically are moving through, and the new implementations of the new structures that we're building right now. And it was a beautiful lunch. I just was thrilled to be able to spend time with such a woman who is so wise and grounded in the information that she's giving out. But the other thing that we were discussing was that there's this deep kind of activation where as we move along this evolutionary spiral upward into the next fruition of what is being manifested right now, people are being pinged awake, pinged open, and there's this urgency that we can no longer hide, that we can no longer not do what we're supposed to do. It's this internal light switch gets turned on, and so there's a huge activation that's happening for a large quantity of people right now, and some of us are in the beginning of it, some of us are in the middle, and some of us are really moving towards that and then amping ourselves up into the next level of the fruition of what is needing to be offered. And so it's this collective need to be of service, and that service is really about unwinding and deepening into the true gift of who you are and what you have to offer, because your key frequency is specific to the needs of what we need to create right now. And I call it a collective, I call it a coherent, a group field, coherent field. And so it's each of us has a specific frequency or field that when we come into a group, it creates a certain resonance or frequency. I see it almost as a geometric shape. And from this geometric shape and from our unique encoding, we actually open and activate a portal of information that we can actually download and receive, that had we been by ourselves or even with one less person from this coherent field dynamic, we wouldn't have been able to access that information. So right now we're self-assimilating into that personal frequency, raising our vibration, being activated into our divine purpose, and then we're being called to self-assimilate with the right people, to be able to transcribe the new information that wants to be birthed through, but it's done on a collective. And this is part of the new way of the new paradigm that's coming forth right now, is actually not doing things by ourselves anymore. And it doesn't mean that we have to merge in with someone else or being, this conglomerate of two people that become one, but it's actually two sovereign individuals that come together. And in that, we create a whole new frequency of information that can come through. And so in this spiral upward, what I have witnessed in myself, as well as many other people that I work with, is that there's that level of comfort that we ride in, and then that underlying push to know that we need to escalate ourselves to the next level. And yet there's this fear or there's this resistance that we fall into. And it can be, from past life experiences, it can be from this life experiences, but there's this need to kind of really just pass through this resistance and find the courage and the strength within ourselves to be able to take these next steps in this evolutionary spiral, not even knowing what the next, fruition might be, but actually just making one step in front of the other. And that is the key on a practical level. It's just take a step. Don't wait any longer. Take a step. And it doesn't matter if it feels like it's the right step or you are worried that it's the wrong step. Just take the step. And I'll give you a personal experience. I am actually extremely afraid of heights. And I was a competitive gymnast when I was younger, and then I went naturally into becoming a diver, like a springboard diver and a platform diver. But here's the thing. Being scared of heights, I wasn't exactly thrilled about going off of the 3-meter platform or the 3-meter springboard and then actually working my way up into the larger platforms, the 5-meter, the 7.5, and the 10-meter platforms. And the thing is that in order for me to actually become a diver that I wanted to be, I had to literally take the steps down the diving board and walk through my fear and jump and dive and eventually flip and spin and dive and try not to make a splash. And this is where we're at right now. We have to literally take the steps, and it doesn't matter how scared we are. If there's something that we really want, we have to walk through the fear. And this is the courage. This is the strength. This is the wisdom that we get to play with in our ever unfolding journey of the fruition of our expression. So I was actually a competitive diver. I was a junior Olympic diver. I traveled nationally and competing. And had I not taken that first step off of that springboard, that 3-meter springboard, I would have never have gotten to have the experiences that I got to have with meeting people like Greg Louganis and Ellen Owen and training with these people. And it also took me to a whole nother level of knowing that I have the strength and the courage and the wisdom to walk through my fear and get to the other side. It created another deeper level of self-worth within myself, because when you conquer and you achieve a goal, even if it's just taking the next step on your business, like writing an email to someone that might feel scary, or if it's reaching out and making a phone call to someone that is an idol of yours, but you really want to connect with them. Take the step. There's so many opportunities and experiences that are waiting for you on the other side. And this is the nudge. It's going to get so uncomfortable if you don't do it. It's going to get so uncomfortable if you don't do it. And then we spiral down into that deep level of depression, and we create some anxiety in ourselves because we're not really following our path. We're not following the internal nudge, and we're allowing fear and resistance to control our lives. And we have to actually step out of this. And it doesn't mean that it's not there. It doesn't mean that it's not there. But it also means that we get the opportunity to prove to ourselves and show ourselves that we can do it, and that we are worthy, and that it is this time right now that we need to step into. And so I'm encouraging you all to just make a list of the stuff that you need to get done, the stuff that you want to do, the stuff that you aspire to be, and just dream into that space right now. And then maybe start kind of formulating, how am I going to get to that next spot? I didn't start doing 2.5 somersaults off of a 5-meter platform my very first day of training. It takes time and it takes practice. So take little steps, one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. And as you do these little steps, you get further and further and further into the larger creation of your bigger vision. We need you. We need you right now. So close your eyes. We're going to clear some of that resistance and fear right now. Close your eyes. If you can, stand in nature. As you can see, I'm in my backyard right now. Place your feet on the earth. Place your feet someplace like on the dirt or in the earth. If you can, just imagine that you are standing on the earth. And closing your eyes, and with the intention of clearing all these limiting beliefs, of clearing the fear, of clearing the resistance, allow a white light to come in through the crown chakra. The white light of purification. Allowing it to move in through the head and the face and the neck, down the shoulders, the arms, into the fingers, down through the chest and the abdomen, the legs. And then it runs out through the bottoms of the feet down into the earth. And this is our beautiful wash of light. This is washing and cleansing and purifying all that stagnant fear and resistance. Just feel it merging through all the cells, all the muscles, because the muscles store information and muscle memory of past experiences. It's the past experiences sometimes that hold us back. That fear of failure. We're letting go of the fear of failure. There's no such thing as failure. Only learning situations that direct us and guide us into the right positioning. Allowing that white light to just pour through you like a giant shower, just coming through, moving through, and allow it to just purify and cleanse. Taking that deep breath in and allowing it to come and move through even more. And if you have headphones, place them on for this transmission to help the release of this old patterning. Yandia samdanuyo, yandia samdayo, zandia tanayazuyo, Yandia trembaitenti, sundriata taendanaiki, vrondia satria vrambaya, sombrio, vrendia kiatra, vondia satria naiki, vrondia satiane, vrombria trekiana sati umbrumba, tia sandia crombomdia santria, vromba e sundrumba e kitria natina. Oi, 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 Yandia sambu. And then that white light shower begins to subside, and the white light in the body just empties out into the earth. Taking a deep breath into the heart. Feeling this. Do this exercise every day, morning and night. Just keep doing this exercise and use the sound and transmission that I offer to just keep stepping through. Keep making those little steps. Because we all have a big mission. We all have a big purpose. And it's all relative to how you want to view it. But just your pure existence here right now is really what we need. For you to activate into that next level that's asking to be birthed through you right now. I'm so excited. Please, in the thread below, share what you're experiencing, but also tell me what it is that you're working through. Share with me what it is that you are dreaming into creation at this moment as we move into the birthing portal of the eclipse that's coming up next week. In 1 week, just 1 week. Thank you. I hope you have a really excellent day. Let me know how it's going, and aloha.